Happy Carnival! And welcome to another episode of Tales from the Parade Route. We have a very special honor today of getting to interview with the lovely ladies of the Oui Dats. How are you, ladies?
Good morning.
Great,
Good
thank
morning.
you for having us.
So, tell us a little bit about the origins of the crew. What can y'all tell us about the origins?
I'm gonna let Cindy go there.
So the group was founded in 2015, as sort of French Girl meets Bourbon Street type of vibe. And it was just a group of ladies who really wanted to focus on the dance aspect of a group marching in a parade route.
Okay. So when did both of y'all join?
We joined about, I think it was 8 or 9 years
2017.
ago, 2017.
Yeah.
And when we first came on, I know myself, I was looking for something different. I was telling y'all earlier, I live on the North Shore, and I wanted to meet some new people. So one of my friends told me, come join this group and try out. And I fell in love with it.
Yeah, it's kind of addictive. I kind of was the same way. I was looking for, a way to meet new friends and get some exercise. And yeah, once I started, I can't stop.
I think the sparkles kind of get you too.
Yeah.
She said y'all concentrate mostly on dance, and do y'all get together outside of
Absolutely. Actually, I was in charge of events for many years, and this year I'm focusing more on some of the media. But I started. This will be our third year. We started a beach party. So we go to. Usually, I book a house, figure out how many girls want to go to Orange Beach, hang out for a good weekend, get to know everybody. We also do like Christmas parties and get-togethers for. We have king cake tasting right before we march, where I have all the girls bring anything they can find king cake. It could be coffee, it could be cakes, sandwiches, and we do a big king cake extravaganza. And then we also do some charity events also. We work on the North Shore and South Shore with the charity events, since half of our team is from both locations.
Yeah, I know it, it feels like just about every march where either y'all can have folks participating in the march itself, or they're cheering them on. Like if I recall correctly, I think next weekend y'all are going to be at Girls on the Run.
Girls on the Run. We do Girls on the Run. We have done. We started doing the Louisiana New Orleans Heart Walk. That's been a lot of fun to do. We've done that now. This will be our third year doing that. We work on the North Shore with Marty Paws. We really like that organization. We also march in their parade. We have done some of the charity events with the other marching groups. We just did with the Mufaladas, the can drive.
Yeah, which had a great turnout.
I know, it was wonderful. I was excited about that one. I thought that was great. And there is, I believe, coming up in September, I think they just announced, y'all had posted it about the EMS responders, first responders.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're contacting them to actually be a part of that. We thought that was great.
It's a nice event. It's had a really nice turnout the last couple of years, and they raised some good money too.
Yeah, I think it's a great cause because they're all out there making sure we're safe and we have a happy, good time. So it's nice to support them.
Yeah, so when we're not marching, we're trying to focus on doing charity work and partnering with all these organizations to either just show up and volunteer or actually perform a dance if they want us to.
Do y'all have a particular charity, or you just support who you can?
We do as many as we can.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all had like a pet charity that somebody in the crew is,
Not necessarily one special charity. A fun one that we did also was the Parkinson's Walk. It was at Lafayette Park, and we did the water and hydration station. So we were there, serving drinks to the people who were walking, and
That's a really
we
nice
actually walked a part of it with the participants. So we try to participate with any charity event that wants us to come and share.
nice.
Yeah, we have one coming up actually on, I think it's the 24th or 25th. It's the Avery Natel Scholarship to Memorial one. That's really nice. We do that one on the North Shore. It's becoming really big, so we go help out with them and help them set up. and participate in that. We try the ladies like a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
just try to help wherever we can.
Yeah. Have some fun where you can too.
Yes,
We actually include that as a part of our membership. It's one of the requirements. You have to do X amount of charity work to maintain your membership. So it is mandatory.
I mean, all the crews seem to, really do wonderful work, but it's awesome that everybody really just gets together and does it and makes it part of their mission.
Yeah, because there's kind of like a long span between the time that you march and then when you march again. So it's sort of like it brings us together and we bond as friends doing things outside of, just practice or marching in a parade.
And we've had a couple ladies who have come and joined like I did originally, and we had one of our members, Jenny, that was just saying that she joined because she had just moved down here and she got the nerve and came to our auditions and fought it, and she was so happy. She was telling me at the end of this past year how she made so many friends and she felt more comfortable moving to the city and learning to enjoy everything through us too. So it's a nice.
So
Yeah.
it feels like this year y'all marched in more parades than I've seen y'all march in
We did.
before. How
We
many
did.
parades did y'all march in this year?
Oh, we did, let's see, 5 actual during Mardi Gras, which you can help with that because you booked them
Yeah.
already.
Well, we always try to do Crew of Boo and the Holiday Parade, the Children's
Right.
Hospital Holiday Parade. But then this year for Mardi Gras, we picked up 2 new parades, so we marched in a total of 5.
Okay.
We did one on the North Shore, which was Poseidon. That's usually our kickoff parade. And then we picked up Alla, and since Alla changed to the Wednesday schedule,
Yeah.
we were available, and we had marched with Alla in the past when they used to march on Sunday. So we got back in on that parade on the Wednesday, and then we also picked up the Crew of Okeanos, which was on the Sunday before Mardi Gras, which was nice to have a day parade.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since we've had a day parade. So yeah, you did see us more than you have.
So it's about 8 parades if you count the 5 we marched in during Mardi Gras, Caribou, and then the Christmas parade, and then Mardi Paws. So yeah, about 8. So
That's a full season.
it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, we were busy, but
It
we like it that way.
It was actually fun.
Because we practice
yeah.
so hard, to prepare, and so
I just
it's
assume y'all were just naturally great dancers.
obviously.
Absolutely.
They just show up
Doesn't
and
take
like,
any
"This is the
practice at all."
routine," and- no,
Yeah,
y'all
no.
were always.
Well,
we're
that's one of the
very
things.
tight
That's
together.
kind of
Thank
like our
you.
thing that we pride ourselves on is that we try to dance the entire parade route. So
Oh,
we
wow,
work
yeah.
really hard
do.
when we're in our off season. We practice a lot to get ready because we want to look good.
And condition ourselves for
Yes.
the long parade routes.
And we're also clean. All of our music is clean. All of our dances are clean. We don't use any offensive music or lyrics. We're very woman empowered. So we do try to dance from start to finish, and we work really hard to prepare. So it's nice to have to add a couple of more parades to our schedule to put all that practice to good use.
Yeah, it's nice to show everybody what we did, and perform and sparkle and see those family members and the people in the crowd that know you, and so it makes it exciting. So I think that pushing the extra 2 parades was a little bit more than we usually do, but we really enjoyed it, and we really didn't hear any complaints. They were excited.
Well, Allah had to be much more fun on Wednesday, and not showing up at the end at 2 in the morning. It was probably way better too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. I think it was hard on some of us who have to work in the morning, but
It's Mardi Gras.
It's a
You
sacrifice.
Do it. Yeah.
Supposed to be on vacation by then anyway.
yeah,
it's
not
really-
all of
You're
us,
doing
but
it wrong.
yeah.
So, do you know how the colors came about for, how the color scheme with the blue and the gold and white came about? Was there a significance to that, or?
I think they were just looking for something that was bright but classy and something that would look good with the lace and the, we found our costumes, like Wendy was saying earlier, are just, we really enjoy our costumes. They're beautiful. They have a lot of detail to them. I tell a lot of ladies when they first join, putting that corset on for the first time and like getting dressed up in that costume, it just makes you feel so special. And the stockings we had went with for a while, the striped stockings were to bring into, like you said, the red light district from the
French Lady
Yeah.
meets
French
Bourbon
Lady.
Street.
Yes, we actually have been wearing our white Maria Antoinette wigs, but like Wendy said, we're actually trying to venture off a little bit into something new this year. You want to
So
talk
we'll be
about that, Wendy?
introducing a new wig. You'll have to come out to the parade route to see it, but we are evolving. Our costumes are beautiful and unique in that we have multiple different versions. And so the ladies are able to pick and choose pieces, parts to put together. So we all look cohesive, but we're all a little different.
Okay.
Which is nice.
So if you see us marching down the street, we'll all be in our, signature royal blue and gold, but each corset and skirt is a little different.
Okay.
Yeah. Do y'all do any customizing on your own outfit, or is it just like pick the parts?
It's kind of pick the parts. We don't have much customization on the costume itself. The shoes we have, you can kind of, you'll see all of our shoes are a little different, but our wig pieces, we usually have some kind of light up feature in our headpiece. Those will be standard, but the wigs may be a little different amongst the girls, but they'll be the same color. And the costume, I enjoyed that part because you could kind of determine what felt most comfortable to you, and you could kind of go with that skirt or that corset. But they are very beautiful, and I love having the option. Some of them are interchangeable, so
Right.
some of us have multiple corsets and skirts that you can interchange, for the different parades.
Okay. How many members do y'all have right now?
We are recruiting at the moment. We have right now about 18 to 20 returning members,
Okay.
and we're hoping to pick up about 10 to 12 new girls. That's what we try.
That's a chance.
There you go.
Ladies and girls.
Our entourage is always willing to try out. We have entourage, and a lot of our husbands and our friends, and Wendy's son for years has helped us. He comes back every
Yes.
year.
Okay.
Our entourage is what we call our parade volunteers.
Yes.
And we are on the smaller side if you kind of look at some of the other groups.
Yes.
But it gives a family feeling to it. Everybody knows everybody. And, I kind of like not having 100+ members
Yeah.
because it's more personal.
Correct. Like we all have each
But it
other's
doesn't-
numbers.
You say 20 people, but you seem like you march with a group of 50 or so. There's a lot of people with you. Is that
Yeah, we have lots of
about right?
support.
I mean, it seems like it doesn't appear as a small crew.
Okay, well,
when
good.
you guys come along.
We do have a lot of support. We have a lot of, like Heather said, some of us have kids old enough to march with us as volunteers. We have our husbands support us, boyfriends, best friends who want to be a part but don't necessarily want to
Commit to it yet. Yeah.
And then, we have our trailer attendants and our truck driver, Heather's husband, Nick, who does an amazing job
thanks,
driving our truck and pulling the trailer. And our DJ is another member's spouse who shows up for every parade to play our playlist and our music to make sure that, we look amazing.
And then we have some members too that have things that come up in their lives and they can't continue to commit to our dance schedule and our practices, but they come back. They love it so much they do come back, and we love having them in our entourage because they've done it. They've marched. They know when we need waters, when we need candy. They're really good. So we have a big support group. But
So what does it take to become a Oui Dat?
we'll actually have some auditions coming up. We have 2 dates. I know people, when they hear auditions, they get a little nervous, but like I talked about, one of our friends, Jenny, that came last year, and we ask you to come and put on a smile and just bring yourself and some comfortable clothes. And we have like a dance party audition situation. We don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So we as members usually learn something new with them the same day, and we learn a couple little steps. We just want to meet you. We want to know that your personality is going to fit with us,
Right.
and that we'll all get along, and that we're all on the same page, so that we have a great year together. And then after that, you get an acceptance letter if everything goes well, and you become a Oui Dat. You'll pay your dues. Wendy's actually in charge of membership, so if you want to touch on that a little bit about what you expect when they sign up. But
Yeah.
A little blood, we want firstborn.
So we actually have a dance captain on our board who is a professional choreographer and former dance instructor. And so she'll concoct a little routine for auditions, nothing too complicated. We really are able to accommodate people of any dance skill. You know, our membership is 30 and over. So if you are a lady over 30 and maybe not, you don't have to be the strongest dancer. You just have to have a great attitude, love Mardi Gras, want to make new friends, and can commit to the time. That is, you know, a big thing. We can work with any dance level if you can commit to our schedule of practice.
Yeah.
It always seems like the personality is the most important part.
It is.
Yeah.
Every group we talk to,
I
it's
think
like, you know, we get to know them and then we make them do a little dance and that's it.
Well,
you
the
know?
last thing that you want is to have someone
Yeah.
come into your organization and be abrasive to
You just throw them right off the
your
bus.
regular
right?
members. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because as a group, we are required to have some rules and regulations that you have to abide by. So, yeah, you want to find those people who have the attitude of community, really. You know?
we want them to put their heart into it like we do. So we put our heart into it. We love it. We love seeing it grow. We like to see, you know, them do the same and have, you know, feel like they have a like an ownership to it, you know, and that's what makes it go well.
And it's amazing how we start learning these routines at the beginning of practice season, and it always feels so overwhelming. And somehow, magically, by the time we step foot out onto the street for our first
Comes
parade,
together.
it just all comes together.
Y'all do a whole new playlist every year?
We keep
That's-
some of our old
okay,
stuff.
I was going to say, that's a...
We sort of
That's a lot.
interchange, some old and some new.
Yeah.
Many people will recognize our Love Train dance as kind of one of our signature dances that we kind of keep year in and year out, but we'll integrate new routines between the years. And we do full-on dances to set music, but then we also incorporate what we call mini routines, which are more using our fan work and things that are kind of a little bit more repetitive to kind of fill in so we can get a rest in between the full dances. But if you know, like I said before, if you see us on the parade route, you'll never see us just walking. We tend to dance the entire time, whether
We
it's
do.
a full-on dance or one of our mini routines.
I think that's one of the qualities of New Orleans marching groups that I think a lot of the world doesn't realize, because from what I've understood from a couple of the groups that have gone and done like the Macy's parade, you know, like the 610 Stompers told us that when they march in that parade that you know, they're dancing the entire way. And he said, like, everywhere else other than in front of the you know, the NBC and ABC and CBS stops or whatever, you know, outside of that, he said you could hear a mouse fart on the on the parade route.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't even have their own music there. They like
Yeah.
pipe it in.
Yeah,
certain
and that
locations.
goes back to sort of one of the things that we look for in our membership recruiting. You know, you do have to be able to, you know, dance, you know, 7 to 9 miles nonstop.
Right.
What's
know.
amazing about it is we have some members that have been around for a while, and they rejoin every year. And how is one of Miss Pam and them now? They
So
could've-
we have our membership starts at age 30, but we have members from the 30s up until the 70s.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, we have
Yes.
a wide range of ages, and we condition ourselves during our practice season. We practice a lot outside, and we go around and around the track to sort of condition ourselves. But you know, you do have to be able to,
perform it.
you know, perform the entire time.
But it keeps you in shape. So my
Yeah.
point with that, like a lot of these ladies love it because they're like, oh, we're ready to start exercising again. We're ready to, you know, we learn these routines and we go outside and practice them, and they love it because it keeps you. We practice like twice a week, and except for like the month before parade season, we'll do about 3 practices a week, and it keeps them going and it keeps them active, and they just love it. You know,
That's a lot, twice a week.
we do twice a week.
And Crew-a-Boo and the holiday parade are shorter
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
your full-on Mardi Gras parade. So those are always kind of good starter parades for each season, where we can sort of like gauge where you are, you know, with your conditioning. Like, can you make it the entire parade?
So you mentioned the auditions. Where are those auditions? And like, if I was interested and I was a lady, could I show up on that day and be like, okay, I'm ready, or would I have needed to register ahead
Yeah,
of
so
time?
there's
or-
no pre-registration for
Okay.
our auditions. We would like people to go to our Facebook page and RSVP to the events that we created for each audition date, just so we know you're coming and we can be prepared. But our auditions are on May 18th.
It's in the 20, or y'all got me on a spot now because
May 30th,
look, I have a
maybe?
calendar. Yes.
They're at the Fusion Performing Arts Center in Metairie. It's a dancing school.
Okay.
So it's convenient. It's right off of Veterans by Power.
Okay.
And we have 2 hours booked to just meet and dance.
Just
Okay.
kind of see where everybody fits in.
So it's May 18th.
You're going to make me look.
I'm gonna look because if I don't look,
Cut this
then I'm gonna
part.
look.
Yeah.
I
It's
am
gonna
going to
be the
look.
commercial.
May 30th? I should have looked.
Yeah, I think that was the
It's
date.
the 18th
It's a Saturday and a Sunday.
and the 31st.
the 31st.
Okay.
Okay, so May 18th and May 31st. We have a Saturday and a Sunday. One's in the morning, one's in the afternoon. So hoping we can accommodate, people's schedule if they're interested to come out and meet us. Because that's important too. You have to feel like we're the right fit for you.
Right. Yeah, and that's one of the things that a lot of the ladies that we've talked with have told us is that, that there's some members that, they may have been for a year or two in Group A, and then they enjoyed the fellowship and all, but there was just something that was missing with it.
Right.
And they'll try a different one,
Right.
And I know a few ladies that have tried 2 or 3 different groups, and then they finally found
Right.
that right fit to the puzzle,
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
every group has their personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's and I think that we always encourage everyone to do that, because you want to have fun with it. I mean, you're paying your dues to dance so that you can have a good time and make good memories, and so you want to make sure it fits for you too.
I know that a couple of the groups, they'll do like a big fundraiser, whether it be for a particular charity or a fundraiser to, like I remember a few years ago, Lucha Crew did one to get a new trailer, and
Yes.
they did like a 24-hour dance or
Oh, wow.
party-a-thon or something
Wow.
at a bar.
That's fun.
Do y'all do any kind of fundraiser events like that?
We do. We actually did a football pool this year to help us kind of with some of our expenses to keep our dues down for the ladies. We like to keep their dues down. Our dues are at $325 this year. That doesn't include their costumes, but it includes all the benefits of we have a nice trailer that we keep up with that has 2 porta potties that we keep clean for every parade. So that's a nice feature. Like
Yeah, I know a lot of ladies that if their group has a portable potty with them, that it's a blessing. That
It
they said
is.
it's so much of a pain in the behind to have to, get off of the parade route
Correct.
to find a porta potty and then run and catch up potentially.
Yeah, that would be
quarter mile,
impossible.
I
And
mean,
plus, you're at
yeah.
lineup for many hours
Correct.
before you ever step foot on the parade route. So even while we're just waiting, it's convenient to have
is.
those amenities, And we always
So that's
have an
open
attendant.
to the public for anybody? to
No.
enter?
No, we don't
No,
open it to the
no,
public.
no.
Oh, no.
I mean, you guys, if y'all came by, of course.
We have
give you
an
a
attendant who will ride on the trailer to kind of make sure that if we're in the middle of a parade and someone needs to use the porta potty, they can help them on and off because the truck is not going to stop for you.
Right.
We have to keep moving. We have to stay with the parade. So we have someone back there to kind of man it and help us on and off.
But it's a nice feature. In fact, so that was one fundraiser we did because we wanted to get our own porta potties, so we don't have to rent them anymore because that was a big deal to rent them every year and get them to the trailer. So now we just have our own. We just have somebody come clean them. So that was one. We try to work every year on something to improve our crew. but also to keep our dues low. We don't want ladies to feel like they can't join, especially being single or being like somebody on a limited income. We don't want them to feel like they can't join and be a part of this, and it's like outrageous. They do have to buy a costume their first year. They can choose to have one made, or they can choose to buy a previous member's costume too, which is sometimes a way to cut some expenses. And as far as other charity events to raise money, we have done drives for Marty Paws. We really like to support them. They do a lot of help for a lot of shelters that actually have no funding. So sometimes we'll do a food drive for them. We like to do, like when the Noel Heart Walk, we raised money for that. I don't remember. Do y'all remember Festy Gals a long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I came and Wendy when they had Festy Gals. They kind of got rid of it after COVID, but all the Mardi Gras dance crews would come together, and we'd raise money for, like, the last one we did was for the Women's Heart Association. And we would all raise all this money, and then we'd like march through the quarter with our handkerchiefs and stuff. We would always get a brass band and handkerchiefs. And then we end up at the end at Harrah's, and they have a big party for us. And then the groups that raised the most money, which I think the Sirens won a couple years, we came in second place one time, they would perform on the stage at Harrah's for everybody.
Oh,
so
wow.
that was the goal, like to be able to be the one to perform. That was something we participated in for years. I kind of miss it. I wish it was back, but it kind of start the like season after we recruit new members and get us like give the ladies a little feel what it feels like to get that costume and be on the streets. So but other than that, yeah, whenever I look for charity events, if there's a way we can help, that's when we would do a fundraiser or raise money.
Okay. Let's see. So I look here in my studio and I see quite the collection of hand decorated throws. Do y'all have a little hand decorated token that that your attendants or your members hand out to members to crowd?
So we've thrown that idea around. We do know that this is the thing that everybody does. We have thrown around the idea of maybe doing decorated champagne flutes, plastic.
Okay.
So that would be something different. We, of course, have our signature fans, which we have always danced with. I see they're becoming more popular now, but we have actually always incorporated those in our routines. We've thought of the idea of decorating some fans and passing them out. The only problem we had was that we do dance constantly.
Right.
So it would have to be put onto our entourage probably to pass those out. So we haven't gotten past that little obstacle yet, but we have considered it and thought about it. Like I said, another way to improve or like make the girls come together by having a decorating party of champagne flutes while we drink champagne would be great.
Yes.
Be glitter everywhere.
Yes, glitter. That's
There
what
would
my
be
husband
glitter
says.
everywhere.
That when Mardi Gras comes out, he's like, "There's glitter all over the house." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Mardi Gras."
Yeah,
The
it's that We
glitter
Dats life.
stays all over my house. It's fine. It's where it belongs.
So another thing that's great, just to show how much our ladies come together, we love everybody. We before the parade, we like to get together before the parade, get dressed together, help each other out, hang out for the day. Typically, we get to the parade around about 2 hours before we're gonna march. We set up a great spread of table with food and make sure that they have something to eat good with some drinks and stuff. It's really nice. The entourage enjoys it because they're helping us, and we kind of do it like to thank them for coming and helping us put in all the effort. Then we do the parade. I mean, people make all kinds of stuff, huh? Everybody puts their
Everybody
little heart into it.
contributes, and we have like a spread.
Yeah,
People
every-
walk by
they're
our
like,
little staging
"Whoa."
area, and they're like, "Okay, who are those people?"
Yeah. We've had a couple
We
of the
want some
captains
food.
come by and be like, "Can we eat some?" We're like, "Yeah, you can eat." So, yeah. That's that.
Where can people follow the crew?
You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and we do have our own website page too that we have been working on updating. So one of our members, his husband's been working hard to help us get it to looking a little bit more shinier. So that will be having a debut soon.
Okay.
But that's about where.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate y'all coming on to join us today.
Oh,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And I mean, we genuinely do get excited when we see y'all's banner coming
Aw.
up the parade route. So, there's definitely fans of y'all that anticipate seeing y'all march every year.
Oh, that's
That
great
makes
to
us
hear.
happy.
Yes, that's
So-
what we want to do.
So, thank you again. Signing out. We'll see you on the route.